Hello, strangelings. Welcome back to the parlor. So, of course, you guys know I am trying to break spiritual psychosis here and there on this channel. It's actually one of my biggest jobs. You guys just don't see most of what I do for it. You guys just see a little bit here and there, aftermath type stuff. So, imagine my surprise when I came across a spiritualist who very much had a Yahweh bent, Christianity, Abrahamic religions in general, somewhere in there. The reason I say this, of course, is because that's where monotheism comes from, guys. There were a few attempts at monotheism before that, but they failed very, very, very sharply. The Abrahamic God, Yahweh, who was first introduced by the children of Abraham, the Jewish people, is the successful attempt at monotheism. So of course when they say spirit or higher power and are only talking about a singular deity or a singular entity, we of course know that they are talking about a monotheistic idea system. And in this particular video from the spiritualist, this person talked about how God or spirit or the higher power, however you wish to interpret it, had you uncomfortable, had you feeling a little unsafe, a blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, for your own good. This is where we know that the Abrahamic God has finally failed. But this has been a long time coming. You see, the idea of toil and torment being good has been definitely a featured ride on the boat of Abrahamic religion since the beginning. It's really crazy, honestly. It's almost as if it's a religion based on the idea that we are flawed, we are sinful, we will fail, and everything and everyone is out to hurt us. We are perpetual victims in this particular religion. And I say we, I don't follow any Abrahamic religion. I used to be a Methodist, but I outgrew that. And I mean that so profoundly. Of the Christian religions I knew, it was definitely the most Jesus-like, the most willing to walk the path of love and acceptance of all the Christian faiths. They are different faiths, by the way. They may worship the same God. They may do it supposedly through the same Son, but it's definitely a different faith altogether. Almost as if all of the non-Christian religions all created their own denomination. Maybe bringing the pagans in wasn't such a good idea. That's not why we're here, though. Because you see, that religion, it just was one of many, one of the newer of many. The new kid on the block, as it were. I mean, really, there's only a few, just a small handful that are newer than Christianity. Islam, obviously, since it's the third testament of the Bible, but also, you know, things like the flying spaghetti monster. The various religions that people like Aleister Crowley had cooked up from all the things he found from the ancient world. You know, things like that. Things like the cult I used to belong to. Actually, the cult was based on a religion that is newer than Christianity, so yes. So, what is my issue with this? Well, I'll tell you. You see, we, for a long time, didn't even have science to explain things. We were all so upset, worried, and scared for what may happen in the future, no matter what. It wasn't as frightening as a time as a lot of people will have you believe, but a lot of people didn't understand the way the world worked. And they needed explanations for things that made them worried or things that made them feel extreme fear, so on and so forth. So, our brains cooked up this marvelous idea. What if there's something that knows more than us out there? Now, of course, it's almost guaranteed there's something or someone who knows more than you out there. That's the nature of being alive. It's also the nature of being someone who's willing to absorb more knowledge. I mean, you have to understand that you don't have all the knowledge in the world if you're going to be able to absorb more. Because we didn't have the tools at the time, the technology we have now, of course, our animal brains turned to things that seemed simple, but maybe there was something so much more deep behind the surface. And they created the gods. Now, of course, there are some reasonably plausible theories that the gods are actually aliens who actually did do experimentation on humans at some point and or give some help and so on and so forth. Believe me, I'm far from ruling that out because I believe that's one of the most likely scenarios we have for explaining what happened on this planet. But without seeing other creatures, other animals or whatnot that we hadn't already seen and already know how they work somewhat, we of course flailed in the darkness of our minds for the answer, created beings to be more powerful in this, that, or the other, and in the case of monotheism and everything. The reason why monotheism never took before is because it's the least plausible theory. Yes, I know some Christians out there might feel like I'm attacking them, but suck it up, Buttercup. You've been playing the victim for too long and victimizing people. Rome happened thousands of years ago. No one's ever roamed you since. In fact, it's been mostly Christians in their crusades. Even if you don't consider the modern wars crusades that have really done the most damage. But anyway, off topic, sorry. So, of course, we made these things to give us comfort, to take away the discomfort, to take away the confusion, the shame, the worry, the fear, the negative emotion that had filled our heads so greatly for no damn reason, but it wanted to be there. That is what faith does for the brain. Faith creates confidence, comfort, safety, and all, even answers. Anytime you have a faith that seeks your discomfort for any particular reason, that faith is not based on truth. The only thing that that faith is based on is subjugation. You see, the only thing a faith of pain and discomfort brings is subjugation. As long as you are willing to subjugate yourself to the discomfort and pain that you believe you have earned so far because you haven't earned more yet, that is a religion of oppression. That is a religion created specifically to keep you working, unhappy, and deciding that that working and unhappy is normal. Because you're seeing everyone else do it. They're following the same faith you are, so it must be right. But my friends, that's miscalculation. It's how we got here in the first place. I know I personally watched us work a normal amount of hours that would have been fine for anybody in any country at all, including countries where they refuse to work as much as us. To working so hard that the average for heart attack in the ages of 30s and 40s are now common. I know some of you believe that they were always common, but as someone who has severe heart issues in both sides of my family, so I keep up on heart issues, it was not common for that to be their mode of death. So, if you happen to fall under the category of someone who has been told sometimes suffering and misery is part of life and is just supposed to be expected as normal, and even worse, if you've been told that as a matter of part of your faith, I invite you to reevaluate what you've been taught. Because life was never supposed to be misery. And that's coming from someone who's lived with daily pain for as long as I can remember. And I can remember things that happened before I was a year old. So. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Got a bunch of stuff I gotta do today. So, I'm going to tell you not to forget my usual. Doesn't matter who you are, I love you. Take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.